Hey guys, draft day. What's up? What's up? What's up? Kansas City, Dallas, let's go. So, probably all super excited, and I know I'm pretty pumped about it. Um, I didn't make it up to hang out with Tuck for family stuff, but I don't know. Someday I'll visit Kansas City. I would love to watch the Cowboys play in Arrowhead. So we'll see what happens. I know I need to try and get to Miami this year if the game is later in the season. And then I would like to watch Dak check Aaron Rodgers off his Grim Reaper bucket list as we work towards this next Super Bowl, right? Playoff game, playoff win, took down Russell Wilson. Playoff win, took down Tom Brady. He needs to slay the crazy darkness goat, darkness retreat goat, not to be confused with a warlock that he may or may not be. Did anybody see the Aaron Rodgers transformation? He signs the contract, gets a haircut, shaves. Hilarious. But anyway, I'm going to run through this, and I cheated a little bit because I sat and I did this, and it took forever to get through three full rounds. But I just like, there's no more amount of clarity, right? Trades in the draft than actually taking the picks that you think that the teams are actually going to take, right? So I'm going to give you a little cheater teaser, and basically, uh, you can dang near see the top 10. So don't cheat, but 1-1, Bryce Young. I mean, that's happening. Um, Interesting turn with the Texans. I took Will Anderson Jr. here, just the defensive coach, yada yada. And I don't know, it just kind of made this a lot more fun. There's some prop bets, probably making money off this deal, but I like it. Cardinals, I took a tackle, right? And that is not something necessarily listed there, but obviously he would slot right in at guard or whatever you want to do. But I just try to be holistic about these teams and obviously the value and the opportunity depending on where they would pick, right? I mean, that's a complicated thing, and some mock draft simulators are better than others. I will tell you that. You can tell which beat writers and analysts and people use, a semi joke of a lineup, right? It doesn't translate well if they don't actually watch the players and know how to rank them themselves. Or even if they do, and then you jump into a simulation that doesn't stack the board the same way you would stack the board. It just doesn't make sense. Or needs for the teams. And I don't have time to go through all 32 teams. This is for my fun and my enjoyment and my amusement, and recording what a badass I am and how I could totally do a GM job from my couch. But yeah, I mean, if you like it, say what's up, hit me up anytime, football, life, whatever. Uh, I'm into it. I'm here in Dallas, so it's what's up. Um, Anyway, Will Levis, I like that to the Colts. It just feels right, looks right, makes sense. Um, and Jalen Carter is not going to fall to 29 uh, per the draft show, which is just tremendous. If you guys don't watch that, man, like, it's so fun. They had me so hyped yesterday. I watched it late after the kids were done and in bed, and I was so hyped. I felt like I was at the draft. I mean, it's just so electric. The nerves of picks and going up and down and changing people's lives and the emotion of the fans and the backstories and the struggles and the challenges. I just freaking love it, man. It's so good. Um, but that's an easy one for me. I mean, no kidding. And then this is a little bit of a curveball, right? CJ Stroud's sitting there at 6, so the Lions take him. I really love Anthony Richardson to the Lions to sit behind Goff for a year. Not that you want anyone to learn what Goff does, but you know what I mean. Just kidding. Love you, Goffy. Joff. And then, ironically, I also sent a quarterback to the Raiders. Obviously, they got Jimmy G and they're rebuilding. And watching this draft play out all the way through, hindsight being 2020, I might have done things differently, because the board just fell and sucked for the Raiders, and I think they get a hell of a lot more value. But then again, you might have Anthony Richardson. I don't know. It's fun. I like it. I stick to my picks. I stand by my picks. The rest of the draft didn't fall the way I'd like to for the Raiders, but that's okay. You can't win them all, right? Nolan Smith obviously is a no kidding for me, and I like the Georgia, the Atlanta. Try not to do that, even though I want to do it all the time, the hometown hero, the kid, the favorite, the local. But, I mean, at 8, it's where he should be. All of these picks, like a couple times I'll mention a player that I maybe liked better because I would have had them stacked differently, but I still took whatever position was at the top of the board, aligning to that need and stuff, but we'll cover it. Bears trade back to 9, and, my dream scenario for draft night is that Jalen Carter falls back to the Bears from 1 to 9 as maybe the best player in the draft. That would be freaking hilarious, and I would love it. And I'm into the Bears. Da Bears. Soldier Field, baby. Fields is the real deal. I want to bounce back for that team, but they need a lot to get there. But we can start with the tackle. Start by keeping Fields clean a little bit longer. And then this was probably the most brutal part of this whole exercise. I swear, if you didn't know me and you didn't know how much I hate Philadelphia Eagles as a team, as a, rival, all that, and Allen is the Eagles, and it literally looks like the red, white, and blue, filthy Eagles fan. My kids are all very confused. Do we love the Eagles or do we hate the Eagles? It's complicated. But they had the most ridiculous draft. Every single position, it's just sitting there money. Like bang, 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 bang. And obviously, like at 10, we're all like, yes, they wasted resources on a running back. And then at 30, like, oh, they stole the same running back. But at the end of the day, they have Bijan Robinson on their team. You got to play him twice, maybe in the playoffs. And I don't want that smoke. I'll be the first one to admit it. I want him to go to, like, I don't know, Buffalo. Maybe you play him in the Super Bowl. Like, I'm not trying to deal with that. You're an idiot if you don't take the best players for your team. And they have the luxury, the draft capital, and the stacked roster to do it. So just to be clear, that is the most, any one of your computers would calculate that. Hey, and by the way, Fräulein, I have not seen Cynthia Fräulein's draft stuff. I hope she's okay. She's like my favorite. I love a sports chick. She's so smart and amazing too. But I love seeing the analytics, right? She is calculating if you replace X player or X players in X position with X player from the draft, what does that increase your win percentage, right? And I would love to see that even get into like points played, points per, and then points allowed, separated out by defense and stuff like that, with some different modifiers. But that is the way that you should be making a decision. And I don't think there's any negotiation there. Chat GPT nails the draft from 2 years ago. It just doesn't have recent enough data, or it could do the job for you real time. I mean, it's absolutely mind-boggling. But anyway, we're only on pick 10, so it's not going well. I am going to pause. Top 10. Some teasers there. But what are the Cowboys going to pick? I don't know. It's draft day, baby!